What is good? We are back for another my favorite build on killers, my favorite perks, la 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 la. La. I don't know what to call this series. We don't really have a name for it. It's just DBD builds that I use and like my favorite add-ons on perks. But we're on the Doctor today, who again I think is a very weak killer. You won't see a lot of Doctors in high MMR lobbies. You're just not going to. The lack of Doctors proves that he's not strong. He's a bit questionable, and a lot of new people that get into the game don't really touch him because his add-ons are so confusing. There's so much writing, and it's so just deep and in detail that you don't really understand. But I am running the same perks, but I change my add-ons per game. So I'll talk about the add-ons I use. I use 4 different add-ons in 2 games. Mainly because I just was playing a game with the other add-ons that aren't my favorite ones, and I was like, cool. So these ones are the ones that I prefer to use. These ones here. So this one, Discipline Counter, it decreases the detonation delay of shock therapy by 30%, which means you just get to do it faster, quicker, better. It's just good. Then any survivor gets a red stain once they've been shocked into madness. 2, they get little red stains like, oh, I'm chasing him, and then in 3, they also get terror radius, which makes it really, really annoying. Then Iridescent Queen, meaning any person that has been shocked, blasted, no matter what, they have a little charge, and if they go near another survivor, it'll like pass the charge on, so the 2 of them get a little bit of a shock, they allow a little scream, all that good stuff. So any survivor doing an interaction like healing, gens, anything like that, they'll all pass on a little charge. So there's constant just shocking going on, even when I'm not doing it. Then I did use this one, which increases the shock therapy by, like, you can just do a little shock a little longer distance. It's a good add-on. There's a green one, I'm pretty sure, there, that's good. And then the Iridescent King, which generally I only used. It does do the terror radiuses, or not the red stains, terror radiuses, but I mainly use it because there's fake pallets. And a lot of people, when they play against the Doctor, they don't really look for this add-on, and then fake pallets catch people off. So good. So that's kind of the add-on situation. We have got our usual corrupt intervention at the beginning of the game. 3 generators of lockdown for 120 seconds. With the gen changes, I'm not sure what builds are going to be like. I'm probably going to have to redo half these videos, but we've also got Save the Best for Last. Anytime we land a hit on somebody that's not the Obsession, there's a 5% decrease to the little cooldown after, and it stacks, and if you hit the Survivor, you lose 2 stacks. Surge, anybody who gets downed within 32 meters of a gen, that gen will lose 8%. And then Pop Goes the Weasel, which is new to this video, is anytime you hook somebody and you go and kick a gen, it knocks down 30% of the progress that is done on that gen. Very, very good, and we will be seeing a lot more Pop Goes the Weasel, but I think it's time to get into the first game. Let's actually just kick into game number 1. And we get the Thompson House and Coldwind Farm. The 4 games I recorded, 3 of them were in Coldwind Farm maps, which was... it was very annoying. 2 of the games went really, really bad where I only got like 1 kill, and even one of them, it was like a very last second kill. It was so bad. But the 2 games we do have in the video are very decent games, I think anyway. This one is the one where I'm running the extension, the shock extension, and the fake pallets add-on. These are not my favorite add-ons, but I think they're probably like they're up there. I like the fake pallets. That's the main thing. I like the fake pallets. It's the same with Freddy. I like playing Freddy with fake pallets instead of the puddles. There's just something about playing the mind game against people that don't understand what is and isn't, and they're trying to be cautious, and they're trying to, like, you know, they're trying to get into the loops, but you already know that loop is dead. Which I wish was the case here, because these are a bit long. Also, a thing to remind people, if you are watching this video and you don't really know, is anytime you shock as Doctor, you lose your chance to do Bloodlust. So, there's like a lot of decisions in the Doctor where it's confusing, because you need to figure out, hey, do I need to shock also? For some reason on this map, I can't get that jump anymore. Like, it's just random. I can't get it consistently anymore. But yeah, there's so many situations with Doctor where you're going to have to be like, is this worth shocking? Should I go through it? Should I try and Bloodlust? Am I going to waste more time? And it's very difficult to know. Like, the entire beginning of this match now, I've been just chasing this one guy. I've not lost any gens yet, which is good. And Surge just kicked down gens, which is very, very helpful. Like, very helpful. Got a couple of shocks there as well. Like, Doctor has so much going on that's complicated, and he's not strong. Also, right? Anybody from Twitch, right? there's a charm on my hook as Doctor of the Necronomicon from Evil Dead, right? Anybody from Twitch is going to see that. I think it's a couple of days after this. This should be dropping on Tuesday. So if this drops on Tuesday, Thursday or Wednesday, there should be a new emote on the Twitch of the Necronomicon, and every single killer I have now is going to have the Necronomicon on the hook. It's going to be just the thing. It's going to be my little, hey, you think you're playing against me? Check the hook. You're going to see that. Which is going to be very helpful because I'm sure there's loads of people that run it. But you'll see it, right? This video should drop on Tuesday, and that means that on Wednesday there should be a Necronomicon emote, an animated emote as well, of it opening up and then closing. You lot will see it, right? So hopefully you lot like it. If not, that's fine. And again, if you don't follow the Twitch, in the description, click the description of the video right now. It's down there. But we're getting back into the game. This one was a rough game, to be fair. Like, there was some weird moments of me trying to balance, like, spinning plates. There was so many things going on at once, I just couldn't keep up with everything. But the team was good as well. The survivors, I can't say, hey, I played terribly. The survivors were just very, very good. In both these games, they did a very good job. Getting ice down there in this arena, which I was surprised I got it. I thought for a second now she was going to have something to play with there, but this one hook gets so much use. So see it, right? It's there on the left, you'll see it. Necronomicon is going to be on every single hook. Every one of them. You're going to see it from here on out. But that one hook gets so much use in this match. It's actually ridiculous. Like, and this one gen, it's like they just didn't want to let this one gen go, which is their own problem, I guess. But you'll all see. You'll all see. They do play very well. I don't know if this was like a Swift or anything. I don't think so. There wasn't anything to give it. I think they were just a very good team of players. That's one thing as well about Doctor that I very much dislike, is where you shock them, where you try to shock them early, and sometimes they're allowed to drop the pallet, sometimes they're not. Like, sometimes they get away with it, sometimes they don't, and you could do the exact same shot 100 times, and the result will be different every time. Like, and sometimes, like, you get it out and then it doesn't hit them, and there's a lot about Doctor that's just a little annoying, which is again why I don't think you'll see a lot of them in games. I did tunnel this person out really, really badly, but you won't see a lot of Doctors in games unless you're down in lower MMR or whatever. You're not going to see a lot if you play the game often, because he's just not all that strong. He's annoying, he can definitely be annoying, but he's not all that strong. Even anytime I see a Doctor, I'm like, ooh, a Doctor, great, I can do some good chases, I can have a good game. I'm not frightened of Doctors, but again, some people might be. We're only 3 hooks in and we've only lost 1 gen. It's not going super fast, but for some reason I don't know why I can't land that. And he knows I can't land it. I just keep sliding off it. Is that like a thing that's just gone now and I just didn't realize? Like, look, I'm up and then I fall off. Like, I can't get it. I don't know what it is. I might have to look into that and see if there's a different way of getting it than what I used to do. Nice little spin there. He did well. I can't even be mad about that one. He did very well. And he's moving, like, they came into this loop, and again, fake pallets are up, so in my head I'm like, right, they're definitely going to start falling for fake pallets, you know what I mean? But he knew that he threw that pallet, so he moved off, which was very smart. But somebody else could come up to that and it might work. Like, it is all down to them being hit with madness and blah blah blah, but like, it does work, it does help. I got a little bit scared because he did an animation, so I was like, somebody's going to come in and hit me with the pallet right there. But no, we got to move. I thought he was just like doing that as like a little taunt because he knows he's not going to get picked up, but fine. Did risk a power struggle there, and I was thinking about going around it, but I was like, no, fuck that. Pop goes the weasel again on this gen, and again using that hook. There's a lot happening on that one hook, like an awful lot is happening on that one hook. And this is another thing about these add-ons. I think it is the iridescent one. Is the amount that those fake Doctors show up is so helpful. Also, 7 stacks of Save the Best for Last right now. We're leaving Ace alone and we're getting our stacks, and it is helping. We're keeping it with so much chases. When this perk gets nerfed out, which is I think in the update at the end of the month for Alan Wake, Ugh, it's gonna be rough. There's gonna be different ways of just getting rid of stacks, and it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be weird though. There could be a whole new meta, like in the middle of this series of me doing these videos. There could be an entirely new meta, and my videos could be outdated. Beautiful, beautiful save there as well. Beautiful save. But there could be an entire new meta while I'm making these videos. So all of the videos beforehand could be completely obsolete. Because gen kicking is going to be changed now. You can only kick gens a certain amount of times. I think it's like 8 times per gen. And that's it. Like, there's a whole lot going to be changing in the middle of this. So all of these builds that I've done could completely be gone out of date already. So we'll see, we'll see. It could be fun though to keep making these until the end and seeing how it switches. And if I've changed my builds on other guys, then I can update it a little bit. It's crazy though, it's crazy. This game could be a complete different running game for Killer in like 2 weeks time. It's nuts, it's nuts, it's nuts. Also the Alan Wake DLC, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to give it a go and see what it's like, what the perks and all that are like. I've seen the PTB, but it's different when you have to play it yourself, and on console obviously we can't. So, L to us, we suck. And I don't really know why anybody uses that window, because you know for a fact if you use that window in the way that happened there, the Killer is going to be able to just get up back onto you. But he did move off pretty fast, so it doesn't matter. But he does get tricked there by a fake pallet as well. He stood there thinking he was going to be able to go over a pallet, and he had no pallet to go over, which was muchos buenos, beautiful. And he gets downed. Which again, fake pallets can be so helpful. Especially as Doctor, because they don't expect that add-on. They expect you to be using all crazy different things, but the add-on for fake pallets, even adds, a game goes on long enough, people are just going to forget what fucking pallets they put down. You know what I mean? They're just going to forget which ones they did or didn't put down. So, works my favourite. And then Pop goes the Weasel this gen yet again. I have kicked that gen so many times. When the new update comes out, I'm going to be screwed, because how do you keep that then? It locks up. I can't kick it again. I did think about going out that window as well. I was like, if I went out that window, I'd probably catch them, but they'd use the loop then. So, and she does decide to go for the window. See, look, again, right? She hasn't got balanced landing right there, so she's just screwed herself. Only for that pallet there, she'd have probably been dead completely. Like, if she'd have made the move for a pallet there and got the loop, she would have maybe lasted out. I don't know why people do that window. I guess it's the last resort. Like, you know you're not going to be able to do anything else, so you have to hit it. Nicely done. I should have tried to shock again there, I think. And then obviously look, comes back for the same pallet. She does do well enough, and only for my yellow add-on there I wouldn't have landed that shock. If I hadn't that yellow add-on, I wouldn't have landed that shock and wouldn't have been able to get this play. So that yellow add-on for the extension of your shock helped me so much there. So much. Yet again, we use this hook. We've been living on this hook. Like, we've genuinely just been living on it. And now I finally see Ace, and there's only 2 people left, and it's game over, innit? Like, they did a good, like, again, the team did a good job. It just kind of flies by though. And again, if you ignore the obsession as best you can, which a lot of the time when you're using Save the Best for Last, you're not going to be able to, because they just get into your face. They make sure to be in your face. But if you're able to, it's worth ignoring them, because the stacks just save and it makes every chase so much easier. And then I'm kind of like, yeah, it's just me and you now, so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna be a little bit of a goofy goober and do some weird chases, and then he does something silly, so we get the down. 4K. And again, these add-ons were not even my favorite ones. The 2 in the next match are my favorite ones, where the shock passes on and there's lesser delay and there's terror radiuses and red stains and there's so much shit that happens that is so good. And there's a moment in the next game, which I'll definitely point out, with somebody where the add-ons do me so well. They help me out so well. But nice 4K. Pop Goes the Weasel getting used, Surge getting used, Save the Best for Last getting absolute stackles. Fake pallet got used out of the add-on. The yellow add-on got used. Everything got used there. Everything got used. Everything did get used. But we're going to get into the second game. This one is an interesting one. There's a couple of little things that I'm definitely going to have to talk about in game 2. But let's get into it. Let's get straight into game 2. And we get Shelter's Woods in the Macmillan Estate. Not my favorite map. It used to be. It used to be a very strong killer map, but now, not so much. Not so much. We do get an early start though. I see Ada walking off in the distance. I'm like, ooh, what? I definitely didn't see Ada. What? A little bit of a warning. I definitely am a little bit mean at some points in this one. there's definitely some mean ones. If you've made it this far, please even leave a comment. Just say anything, comments, anything at all. Just, interactions with the videos is helpful because it kind of pushes things and all that shit. Like, I know a lot of people from the stream and stuff are watching it. I don't know if there's many people outside of it that watch it. I'm not sure how to get these videos seen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Whatever. If anybody ever sees them, I hope they enjoyed them. I hope they maybe learned something. I hope they tried the builds and they're like, hey, these builds are great. I love these builds. These are the best builds ever. I don't think we'll get that. A nice chase. Ada's doing so well here, and I definitely kind of got into my own head a little bit about the chase as well. But nice quick down. We'll take those. Right? We will take those. And we do have Claudette trying to get in the way. I was going to go straight through that. I can't lie. Shout out to the Necronomicon again. My boy. But I thought for a second I was going to walk through and I was like, she's definitely going to hit me. Now, this is where something got confusing. I come over here and Talita had this gen nearly done, right? Which is fine. Again, doing the work on a gen. But when I did that blast, Claudette got shocked. And her thing went up. And I hadn't shocked her before. And I definitely hit her with that one there as well. But then I get mean. I go straight for Ada here. But like, I get a little bit confused, which we then learn throughout various gameplay of this match, that she has Cam Spirit. She has Cam Spirit, which you will see there as well, because they were close enough to each other to touch, so it would have like set off a scream. No, she has Cam Spirit, which against Doctor is one of the most annoying things. It's so confusing because when you land a shock, they usually let out so you know that you did it. Cam Spirit counters it out so bad you don't even know if you've hit them with the shock. So you're countering, like you're constantly in your own head being like, did I land that one? I did it through a wall, or I did it around a corner, so I can't tell if I landed it or not. Oh, it's so painful. Like right here, bang. She gets put into tier 3, but she doesn't let out a scream. I see Dwight's over here, so I'm like, right, I'll walk through Shaq, cut him from getting in and getting it. And I definitely hit Talita over by her gen. It was so annoying this entire game to deal with Cam Spirit, which is a very good counter for some killers. Massively confusing for a Doctor. I finally catch Talita here in the corner where there's literally nothing for her, and she's just like in a weird spot. But if she hadn't have taken that hit, they wouldn't have got in here to get this save, which they do manage to do, which is fine. And I'm like, right, okay, I can hit her, bang, off your run. Then everybody comes out of the basement here to take hits. So I'm like, right, if everybody's injured, that's a good spot for me. It gives me stacks of save the best for last as well, because I didn't hit Talita since. And I just get everybody injured. It makes the game a little bit slower, makes them all a bit scared. We do get rid of the Shaq palette, which is also a massive W. So, that wasn't the worst situation. And, okay, I was mean to Ada. We got her down to her last hook now, which is whatever. This is where I get very confused. I'm like, that definitely would have landed, right? And then I'm like, that definitely did land. But because she has Cam Spirit, the character doesn't even react. They don't scream. They don't do anything. They just keep moving, and it was so confusing. But it was about there in the match where I fully like clicked in. I was like, we probably have a Cam Spirit user right now, don't we? Losing 2 gens as well for this, so it's not bad. We've got 3 hooks, 3 gens left. People are starting to heal. I'm like, right, they're definitely over here because this just popped, and I see the scratch marks then a little late. I do see them a little late. Like, could have probably locked on a bit quicker, but this definitely is a good chase though, because it just beautifully makes sure that I don't get hit there, and she wastes out the pallet. And I think she's disappointed in herself. She's like looking at herself like, I probably should have fucking dropped that. But hey, and the red stain right there She was sat in the corner, and because the red stain was showing up and she couldn't see mine, she didn't realize if I was going to mind game her or not. Massive, massive down. And that's what these add-ons can do. If somebody's not entirely locked in or they can't get like a line of sight on you, there's so much good that the red stains can do. And there's still one other moment later on in the game where the red stain 100% helped me because somebody is just out. Now this little piece of play for me is probably a mistake. I don't know. It does help. There's somebody on the hook. I've been dragged like away from where everything already is to get Dwight. Which Dwight has done well, honestly. He's done well enough. He drops the pallet, which... Did he need to drop the pallet? Probably not. He could have looped back around to get it, but maybe he was just scared that he'd get like cut off from it. He goes for this, and he has got light. He's going for that pallet, and we get grab. Beautiful grab. But, again, I probably shouldn't be over this side of the map. I shouldn't be over this side. I'm getting dragged away from things. That's not what you want to do. If they want to run off into corners where it's literally just dead, you don't want to be over there. You want to be keeping an eye on all your shit. Keep making sure that I don't waste my Pop Goes the Weasel on a dead gen. Which is not really... There's no gen that I really was like paying attention to here. It was just get into shit. She was going to go for that, but like even if she had gone for that, she would have got hit anyway. So like I would have went for the space to try and get through a weirder loop. But maybe actually, to be fair, she would have got stuck at Shack then and into a really weird loop. Do well there. I needed that shock as well. I needed that. And then I went for the static blast so that maybe she'd have stain, and the stain there put her off again. That's twice that when Taliyah had a stain on her, she just started to get confused and chase, which is exactly what you want from them red stains. And the tear radius. The tear radius being on them is so helpful because even if you move off, the tear radius is stay on them. They don't know that. So you can creep up on them, you can come around, play. They don't know because there's a tear radius on them constantly. Pop Goes the Weasel getting good use there, kicking down a really work done gen. And then Claudette gets caught on the wrong side, and about this point I'm definitely like, I'm locked into Cam Spirit. Like, don't even play for the sound, just do the screams. Just imagine that you've hit them every time. Even if I was to miss, just imagine every single time you're landing these. It won't matter. Like, that's the best I could do. Kick this down. I know it's not really worked on a lot, which in the next update I'm gonna have to stop doing kicks like that. I'm gonna have to be paying attention to like, hey, this gen is like halfway done now, I'll kick that instead of kicking one that's like 20%. I am definitely being mean. I know. You are like, she just got on her. I know. Don't worry. I know. We do get a good hit there because Surge kicks down 2 gens 8%, and then I get instant karma because she has got Decisive Strike. So you lot can't even get in the comments be like, oh my god, you tunneled Taliyah so bad. She decides to strike. She absolutely ruined my day. I couldn't do anything about it. She fucking decimated me. And then for some reason Claudette too. And Claudette being here confused me because I thought it was Taliyah for a second, so I tried to shock, and then in my own head I'm like, I'm not even going to know if I did land that because that's a shit loop. And I just leave Claudette to go do her thing, make sure the gen's not being worked on, try to do a little bit of a red stain is going to be on her, she's going to do her thing, which she had done. She'd crouched down there to try and get rid of her madness, but I came back around so she couldn't really do it. Poor Claudette. I feel bad for her, but she played so well in these situations. Like that there, it looked to me like it would have been a shock, but it wasn't. Then that one would have been. And I can't tell because Cam Spirit is so off-putting. So you just like, you need to have it in your head. You're just like, right, okay. Am I getting the shock? Pay attention to the bottom corner. But then she was already in Madness 3, so it wouldn't even make a difference. This Claudette just made this game long. Also, all 4 of them still alive coming into the last 2 gens, which is now the last gen. 4 people in a tree, even in a tree gen situation like this where they're kind of close, it's still difficult. You can play as crap as you want, and when the new update comes out you won't be able to tree gen because gens can't get kicked past a certain point, which I think is going to be a bit of a for some games. A lot more killers are going to start getting pissed off at losing games because they can't keep track of gens because if they kick them at a certain point they lock up their game and la 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 la. It's going to be long. It's going to be so long. And this Claudette plays so well around these loops. Like, very, very well. To the point I even missed her. I'm just like, okay, ooh, cool. And we do get the down. And Surge kicks over another gen. Takes out the health out of another gen, which is Mucho Bueno. Kicks out the health 8% out of that gen, which I'm pretty sure that gen was like well over halfway. Well over halfway. Which, no wait, it wasn't. Okay, I'm corrected. Now, here is where we get a little moment. I shock Ada, and she goes into Madness Tree. So I think she's going to go for the save, which she isn't. She's decided to make a run for it because I see scratch marks over there, and I'm like, right, okay. Ada needs to be around here. There's a drop pallet, which I don't like. I'm like, she has to be here somewhere. Like, where? There she is, unable to tell that I was close because she would have had a terror radius and the red stain. So she would have had no idea that I'd walked over into that direction to find her because she'd already had a terror radius on her and the red stain was on her. So like, there was nothing to show that I was there. Beautiful. And then I have Talita here being a little bit like forceful to try and make me not kill Ada and get into a chase with her. I think like she's sticking around. She's like, yeah, but I'm not doing that because I know I already like bullied the shit out of this Ada at the beginning to make sure that she would die. And there she goes. And pop goes the Weasel on this gen. The pressure that he's able to keep is just it's just It's good. It's good. Now we have Claudette being odd, and she jumps into a locker. She's being very weird. I'm like, okay, cool. Another DS. Which, honestly, I thought she would have touched the gen in all that time. I was just like, no, 100% she's not wasting time. Like, she was going to be doing something. But nope. 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 But she does run over towards the dead end, which is... Again, she's like, right, my team are going to be working gens. I missed it somehow, and I don't know how, because she was in the little, like, between the tree and the rock, so I don't know how I missed it, but it is what it is. Those type of things happen sometimes. You see them do a little jiggle-jaggle, you miss. There's not a lot you could do. But that's Claudette, which, again, this Claudette was the bane of my existence. The calm spirit countering out my doctor is... long. It is so long and just difficult to deal with. They do pop their last gen. They do pop the last gen, which is not bad. They did a really good job of keeping the pressure on the gens. And definitely were going to get it done because Claudette wasted so much time out there, which was good. She played very, very well for her team. And I get Talita again, who historically hasn't reacted very well to the red stain. She dropped the pallet there because that wasn't dropped earlier, and she's definitely dropped it there. So like, I don't know what she was planning to do, and all I'm thinking in my head now is I just need to stick to her. She can't get out if I just stick to her because she's going to be freaking out about the red stain. I'm going to be trying to keep on her as best I can. All I need to do is just keep on her. She can't get away if I keep onto her, which again is right. And I land a nice shock there. Beautiful shock right as she's about to get to the pallet to jump over. If she'd have pressed a button as she was running towards it, probably instead of like going to it, she probably would have got it. Beautiful shock. And that is a 3k because I'm pretty sure Dwight just opens up the door and leaves. Yeah, Dwight's like, nah, I'm not dealing with this. I am done. I am finito. And that's it. That's the end of the game. We get a 3k in a very they were a very good team. Like, they kept pressure on. I was mean at some points. The add-ons definitely helped. Both add-ons, the shocking passing on, so they were constantly going up in tiers. The stains, the terror radius. Pop Goes the Weasel was beautiful. Like, it's a good build. But that's it. I appreciate anybody that's watching the video. Please subscribe. Check out the Twitch. Friday's video should be me talking about the Texas Chainsaw the game. I said I'd do it on stream. So look out for Friday's video. It's going to be just a little bit of a talking. It's not even going to be about the gameplay. It's just going to be about the game. But yeah. Peace. Thank you for checking out the video. Bye.